Dear Diary, it's season motherfucking 2, bitch. And as Janelle's alter ego, I made it my mission in this off season to push our girl out of her comfort zone. You can't, quote unquote, be the baddest bitch, but to be afraid to really do the things that you say you want to do. Can't be afraid of the things that you seek, and the goals got to be high as the mountains that you see. Ooh, bars. Oh my God. But this season is the season of not being afraid of being truly seen. It's about tapping into our fun, flirty, deep, softer side. It's about being vulnerable, intentional, and learning from the past and not sticking to it. It's about being free. So you can expect deeper dives, more conversations with loved ones, and falling more in love with yourself and me and Janelle. So it's time to lock in, buckle up, because it's season motherfucking 2 with love, Nelly Nell. Hi guys, welcome back to That's So Thinkative. I'm your host Janelle, aka the baddest. Hope everyone is doing well. Oh my God. Did you miss me? Say you miss me. Okay, thanks. It's season 2, bitch. I am so thankful for you and to be back here. It's such a breath of fresh air to talk to somebody. And well, I be talking to myself all the time, but still, it feels good to be back. I'm so grateful. So thank you. But what's new with y'all? What's the tea? What's going on? I hope y'all doing good. Yeah, y'all doing good. Okay. I'm doing good too. There's so many new things that I want to try this year or this season. I keep on thinking it's a whole new year because it's a whole new season, but so what's new with the podcast is I'm going to have video accompany episodes. I'm actually filming this on my MacBook right now. So, I like a little low quality, low key. I think it's really cute. I'm going to have more episodes this season. So last season was about like 15. I'm planning on having like at least 20. So giving y'all a little bit more of me. More deeper dives. That means more guests. I started a book club. I'm going to do monthly vlogs. I'm going to do monthly wind downs on Instagram Live. And I'm bringing back That's So Your Voice so you guys can be on the podcast as well. So if you want to know more about that, just check out my Instagram at That's So Thinkative. Now, did I eat at that promotion or did I eat? Yeah. I ate the hell right the fuck up. Anyways. Let's keep on going. So I learned a lot from season 1. I learned how important it is to record ahead of time and have things scheduled a lot further in advance. Like I thought I was organized, but not so much. Last season was like my tour season because it came out during my birthday, right? This season is coming out during Libra season. So I thought, let's be more fun. Let's be more flirty. Let's lie a little bit. Let's have some fun with it. So I'm going to try so many different things. And I hope that you guys, while I'm discovering myself and trying new things, it helps you discover and try new things as well. So I hope you guys just as excited as I am. In this episode, I'm going to talk about my experience with heartbreak, what I learned, and why I actually think it's a gift. Hold on. Don't shoot me. Do not shoot me. Hear me out. When you hear what I gotta say, you're gonna be like, she's spitting. You're gonna be like, she's spitting, because I'm telling you, it really is the best thing that could ever happen to you if you take it for what it is, okay? Give me a minute. I'm gonna get to it. But before I get to that, I want to start this moment of gratitude before every episode. I am full of gratefulness and gratitude. Is that the right way to say that? But you know what I meant. I'm filled with that at all times, and I think that is a testament of just how good my life is because of how grateful I am for it. So I want to do this before every episode where I take a moment and I say some of the things that I'm grateful for, and I hope when I take my moment, you take your moment. So let's take our moment right now. So I'm gonna say mine out loud. You can say it in your head, but I'm gonna say mine out loud. I'm grateful to be the person I am today. I'm grateful for this body that I get to share and this body that I get to be in. So, I'm very grateful for moi. All right, let's get to the tea. So, boom, I got my heart broken. A few times actually. But it's always that one. It's always that one that you don't forget about, or the one that hurts the most. And that's usually the first one, right? So I'm gonna talk about that one and a little bit of other ones that kind of blend into, because I do think people really I do think the people that I have dealt with are very similar, and the experience was very similar, and I know why now. You gotta learn the lesson. That's why. If you paid attention to my Instagram, you would know that this episode was actually on season 1's EP list. If you check on my Instagram, it's still up. And it was actually going to be one of the first episodes I released when I dropped the podcast on my birthday. But little Nelly got scary. And she was like, that's too much. Like the 2023 episode wasn't like kind of like soft and like, not soft, but vulnerable. So I wasn't ready to talk about it. I have filmed it several times though, and recorded, even before this one. I've recorded this episode several times, and every time it just felt like I was getting tongue-tied, or I was getting anxious, or I was, doubting myself and getting imposter syndrome. And every time I listened back to it, it just didn't feel authentic. It didn't feel like I was honestly saying what I wanted to say. It felt like I was saying what I thought I should say. And I'm like that. I ain't like that. I'm an authentic person. I like to be myself at all times. Anytime I can't be myself, I don't want to be a part of it. And so I didn't want to put anything out that didn't make me feel like that's me, that's me right there. Me with all my flaws and stuff like that. But it felt forced. It felt fake. It felt fake, happy, weird shit. I was like, I ain't fucking with it. So I didn't do it. I'm glad I didn't do it, because now I feel ready to do it, and I feel comfortable doing it, and I feel like I actually put in the work that I say I did in it, so I can, talk my shit, But I was a late bloomer to love. I didn't really start dating until like my mid-20s, late 20s. I'm in my late 20s right now, but I wasn't really dating in high school. I didn't get my heart broken in high school. So I think that plays a big part in a lot of things, because a lot of things probably wouldn't have happened if I had experienced it before that, I do think people should get their heart broken early, very early. Knock that thing right open. But I don't really regret it that much. I want to tell y'all a funny crash out story though. I do, because it's just so dramatic every time I look back at it. So look back at it. If you know, you know. But yeah, I was down bad one day, and I was on the phone with one of my friends, and she was like trying to calm me down, but I was having a panic attack. And this panic attack was one of those panic attacks you got to go outside for. You got to walk, you got to move your body, or something's about to, you just feel like the world is on top of you, and it's a lot, right? And so obviously I was having a panic attack about a man, just to make that clear, unfortunately. But I went on a walk, and you know how it was one of those walks I didn't bring my phone. I just brought my keys, and I just closed the door, locked my door, and I just walked. And I just remember walking, tears rolling down my face. I'm just being hella dramatic, right? Mind you, I was on my period. I will note that it did play a part, not gonna lie. But I was walking on the crosswalk, and this car ran a red light, and my first thought was like, oh, it hit me, because it almost hit me. And usually I have an intrusive thought. I'm normal, I'm human. When you're on the freeway, and on the freeway why do I say words like that? Anyways, on the freeway, and you on that little ramp. Okay, I'm talking my shit. All right, thanks. So you're on a little freeway, and you on a ramp or whatever, and you be like, I could just right there and then. And I don't ever do it, but I think about it. And so with that thought, when I was walking, I was like, I didn't have a rebuttal, because usually I have the thought, and the sane person be like, bitch, shut the fuck up. But this time I didn't say anything and it scared the shit out of me. Like it just kind of like sat with me a little longer and I was like, oh wait, you serious? And it was not cute, and it made me realize like I need to talk to those people. But that was like one of the most dramatic moments, because it was my heartbreak experience was very much so giving Bella Swan in New Moon. Like when she was looking at that out that window for 3 months, I understood it now. I didn't understand when I was a kid. I was like, why is she being so dramatic? I understood it then. Like it's very it's funny now, but it's very traumatizing, because I was crying every day. I couldn't get out the bed unless I heard Go Baby by Cleo Soul. So shout out to that song, because now every time I hear it, I'm like, yeah, you really got me through it. Because every morning I would play that song, it'll make me get up out of bed and be like, yeah, we got more to go through. You know, we got more to experience. That's not the end all be all, right? Because I was feeling like I would never recover. I was feeling very hopeless and like that I lost and that I was just not desirable and just all these like awful things that you could think about. And it was very weird because it would be like up and down. You know when, like, for instance, 1 minute I'll be super good. I'll be like, yeah, fuck that, I'm off that, right? And then the next minute I'm like, but why? But why? And it was so frustrating because it would be within seconds, not even just days. It would just, I couldn't breathe. It felt like my mind was in torment. Another crazy story was I was on a plane and I left my AirPods in like the overhead thing. And it was like a 4-hour flight. I have no AirPods. Just my thoughts during a heartbreak time. Imagine. No thoughts. Well, it was a lot of thoughts. No AirPods. It was very eye-opening. I came to a lot of conclusions that day. But anyways, I want to talk more about what I learned. So I wrote a list. I checked it twice. And I am going to go through every one of these because I do think they're all important. I'm going to leave out a few because some of them are like really telling on me, even though all of them are a little bit telling, but some a little bit too much. I wrote this in my notes, but now I'm writing this on like my MacBook, so we're gonna print this out and put this somewhere. 1, love is not uneasy, up in the air, or confusing. Love is not suffering. Love is not suffering. I don't know who told me that love is supposed to be this battle. Love is a battlefield. No, it's not actually. I'm not up for that. Not up for that. I don't believe that. I don't subscribe to that ministry. That is not what it is. I don't think love should make you feel like you want to die. I don't think love should make you question your worth or who you are as a person. I don't think love is supposed to make you feel like that. Like, love is not going to make you question where you stand in someone's life. That's not love. And I think I subconsciously took this in as a child, that love is supposed to be this, thing, because that's all I saw. All I saw was people who were in and out of relationships, or the man was just, cheating and doing all this, and you supposed to hold him down while he dogging you the fuck out. And sorry, buddy, I'm out this hoe. No. Love is, I would rather be by myself. It is never that serious where I need to be, because my friends don't make me feel like that. My mom does not make me feel like that. My family does not make me feel like that. And if they do, they get, because it's not that. It never was that. 2, listen to my body around people. My body is a compass. My body would tell on somebody quick, fast, in a hurry. And that is with everything. One of the biggest things I notice with my body is if I can't sleep next to a man, something's up with that man. I remember I used to date this dude, and I could never sleep, never good night's rest next to that man. Never. Always would be like, your body sleep, but your mind is racing. I can't get no rest because he's here. It's that man. I thought it was me for a while, and then I dated someone else, and I could sleep perfectly fine next to that person. Never had any issues. I'm like, oh. And then I started to have issues where I couldn't sleep next to that person either. And I was like, wait, I think my body's trying to tell me something. I can't trust this nigga. Because she can't trust him, because she can't get no rest next to this man. So when I noticed that, I just kind of peeped that about like any situation now. Like if my body can't get any rest next to you, you ain't my little shit. I actually hate when people say that, but you ain't my little shit. Number 3, listen to what they are saying to you. Really listen to what they are saying and how they are making you feel. This is really important because all of these are really important, actually. I'm going to say that a lot. They're all really important, actually. But I remember a man told me that he could pass a lie detector test. And one of the questions that because he was actually had to take one, I don't know why, but he had to take one or whatever. And he was like, one of the questions he would have to lie on. And I was like, how are you going to pass that? You know, how are you going to pass this lie detector test? And he was like, I'm going to pass it. Why are you so sure? I'm going to pass it. And I laughed. I thought it was so cute and funny, you know. And now I think about it, he was telling me all along who the fuck he was. He told you. He said it out loud. They literally telling themselves all the time, listen, and don't take it as a joke. I feel like I took everything that people would say that was kind of like little as a joke, because you couldn't possibly just tell me you were a liar. You wouldn't possibly say that. Why would you do that? You know? Yeah, they do that. Number 4, I can't heal from anything I'm actively still around or involved in. So can't stay updated on their social life, can't still talk to them, can't still sleep with them, can't do none of that. You cannot heal somewhere that you're actively still active in. Like, it makes no sense. I don't know what the hell I thought I was doing. Like, I thought I had under control, or like I was able to like have some type of relationship without getting my feelings hurt. I have a Cancer moon. My feelings are always hurt. What are you talking about? Know yourself, buddy. Just know yourself. That was a clear-cut sign that like I just wasn't ready to know myself, honestly. 5, timing or time is a soother but not a healer. Time is a soother, not a healer. I know a lot of times people be like, time will heal everything. Time will not heal everything. Time will soothe everything and make you feel better about the situation. You'll kind of like be over the person, obviously, but then you'll attract the same person with in another relationship. So you didn't heal anything. You didn't sit with anything. You didn't address anything within yourself and about the ways you could improve. So you're just going to keep on attracting the same kind of person and keep on having the same result. Because that's exactly what I did. I just got part 2, then part 3, parkour. Sorry. I haven't watched Office in a minute, but I'll be watching The Office. Sorry. And every time I hear Parker or Core, I think of that. So, yeah. Number 6, fall apart. Cry. Cry even when you have a reason. Cry even if you knew better. Cry because you want to cry. Cry because you don't want to cry. 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 Cry your heart out. It will. Yeah, cry that shit out. One thing I am so proud of myself that I started to allow myself to do, because I didn't do this in the beginning, I told myself to shut the fuck up. Because I would be crying and I'd be like, ew, you don't deserve to cry. You knew this was going to happen. You don't need to cry. And I was like, well, you don't know what you're talking about. Because I could know better and still not be ready to do better. And that is okay. And I am allowed to take up this space and to grieve and to be sad and to feel angry and to be vulnerable and quote unquote weak. I don't know why I assume crying and being open and being vulnerable is weak. It's not weak. It's really fucking powerful to be able to allow yourself to just exist, be human, and experience a fucking emotion. Like, I would give myself a timetable or be like, I should be over this, or I would shame myself when I cried because I felt so stupid and I felt like it was my fault that I put myself in this position, so I have no right to be this sad. I can't be this sad. I can't cry about something I did to myself. And when I realized me doing that is not helping anything, it's not changing anything, it's not making the situation any better, it's actually delaying everything because I'm not allowing myself to just grieve it. So for months, I cried so much, and it felt so refreshing. It was so good that I started to take pictures afterwards, all emo and shit. And it was amazing. And I'm so proud of myself because nowadays I don't shame or judge myself when I'm feeling emotion. And I allowed myself that time period to just be weak, quote unquote, and feel what I needed to feel because it has to pass through. I saw this video where there was like a wine glass, and she had poured it with some wine, and then she turned the faucet on, and obviously the water is like rinsing out the wine, so then it's like a whole bunch of like red wine just coming up, and then it finally, after a while gets clear. That's what I felt like I was doing after a while, just like, I'm just allowing myself to just feel and not rationalize or understand it. Sometimes the feeling doesn't need any understanding, it just needs to be felt. Number 7, overextending myself is not going to make someone choose me or appreciate me more. This is something I've done all my life in any relationship I've been in. I have a tendency of being so afraid that people will leave me that I will try my best to like be the perfect person or overextend myself, do the most to keep them around so they see me as valuable and they don't want to like mess it up, or like they'll realize that I'm supposed to be in their life or that they need me in their life because I'm this, And the more I did that, the more I took away from myself, the more I sacrificed my own like emotional well-being, and it just made me feel even more empty when it was over and when it was done, because I felt like I got played or I got done crazy. But the whole time, no one asked for that. No one told me to do that. I did that because I felt like that was the only way I can have that person or that I can have that thing. And it's crazy. It all really stems from childhood. Everything in life stems from your childhood, and if you just go back to it, it's just so crazy how just everything, our experiences from our childhood shapes so much of our lives, and it's just so much deep-rooted shit that you gotta work through, and it's like, fuck, I just want to vibe. But no, it's always something, I'm telling you. Number 8, a man coming back to me is not because he loves me or because I got the or that he respects me. It's actually an insult. This is something that was news to me. News to me, because you couldn't tell me this a couple years ago. I'd be like, nah, he love me. Can't get enough of me. No, bitch, you're available. He ain't gotta do too much work. He knows that he knows. Yeah, they know. Men have a radar. They can spot somebody who don't got self-respect and don't got no boundaries. They can spot. Anybody can spot that, I guess. And they really do. And I realized it's not a flex. It's actually not something you should be proud of. He thinks that he can come in and out of your life as he pleases. How is that a flex? How is that cool? How is that cute? I'm saying that to me, girl. I'm sorry, I ain't trying to come for you. I ain't trying to come for you. Do what you gotta do, baby. But for me, I feel like if a man does that to me, he really hates my guts. And he wants to prove it. Number 9. Tell your damn friends what's going on in your relationship. I would have solved a lot of my problems, babe, if I would have just told somebody what was going on. Because when you tell people out loud what's going on, and you tell the full story and you don't leave out the part that makes them look bad, you realize, wait, that's crazy. And it's just like, if you say you don't have a friend, right? Say you ain't got no friends. I'm so sorry. But say you ain't got no friends. I would say, ask yourself, if you had a friend and she came to you and she said this to you, what would you tell her to do? Would you tell her to stay? Would you tell her to go? Would you tell her to slice his tires? Would you tell her to put sugar in his tank? Would you tell her to burn his mama house down? What would you tell her? What would you tell her? Because whatever you would tell her, you should do. Burn that mama house down and his grandma house down. I crack myself up. Number 10. Don't be afraid to address the issues I have with my partner out of fear of losing them. Because, wait, I don't know what I was trying to write in this sentence, but let me try to explain myself. Hold on, Linda. So I was trying to say, don't be afraid to address the issues in relationships, because I think previously I would kind of shut the fuck up or slowly hint at it, and then it would like bottle up and I'll finally say it or whatever. But I was so afraid of losing people that I would be too afraid to actually speak up on anything. And I realized through TikTok and through healing into learning myself that me speaking up about an issue or a concern or how I'm feeling should not make the person who loves me and who values me or who respects me and wants me in their life to turn me away or to dismiss me or to not listen or to not correct the issue. That wouldn't damage a real relationship. That wouldn't ruin a real connection. So can't be afraid to speak up for myself, and I do myself a disservice when I don't, because all it does is bottle up, and now I'm keeping a tally. Got a tally on this man. But yeah, I used to keep some notes in my notes, because I'm a very forgetful girl. I'll forget what a man did, and then I'll have to be like, I know I don't like you for something, I just can't remember what it was. So now I write stuff in my notes so I can remember why you did what you did, in case I forget. Number 11. Most of the magic I saw in these partners was the magic I saw in myself. Let that sink in. Most of the magic I saw in that nigga, I saw in myself, and I have already in myself. And I ain't gonna lie, that's true. I ain't gonna take away from them. They cool or whatever. But me, I'm cooler. I'm cooler. And I ain't afraid to say it, because actually most of the things that I liked about them is that they thought I was funny and they laughed at my jokes, or that they thought I was pretty. Most of the things I already knew about myself. To be quite frank, and the kindness and the gentleness and the affectionateness that I saw in them was me. It was the version of me that I was allowing myself to be around this person. The version of me that I allowed to just be. I fell so hard. Falling in love is such a beautiful thing, because seeing yourself just allow yourself to be truly loved is such an amazing experience, and I'm grateful for that. So the magic I did see, there was a lot of magic in them as well, but most of that magic came from moi. Number 12. I had to take accountability for the ways that I contributed to my own suffering and my own heartbreak. I know people don't think women take accountability, but hey, here I am taking accountability. I know I'm not perfect by any means, and I have my issues as well, but I played a big role in the reason why I was so heartbroken. I did not protect myself. I did not set boundaries. I didn't uphold any boundaries. I didn't have any self-respect. I was so desperate to be loved that I betrayed myself every chance that I got. And looking back on that was so difficult to kind of like grasp, honestly, and to understand, because I couldn't understand it. I was listening to this podcast called As Your Big Sis, by Asia My Queen, one of my favorites. I love her. Asia My Queen, I love you. In one episode, she asked herself, how could I have protected myself better? And when I think of this question, I get so sad because there were so many times where I knew better. I knew what I should be doing. I knew I didn't need this person in my life. I knew that I needed to be strong and work towards like moving on and focusing on me, but I wasn't ready to. And I look back at that now and I'm just like, how could I have done better and what I could do better now? And this is kind of what this list is, and just talking it out and just, kind of looking back at all the ways that I can move forward next time. Number 13, I must keep my best interests as my top priority. Men do this very well. Very well. They value themselves. Who knew? But they value themselves. They know when to leave. They know when to go, right? And I must take their advice. I must listen to my body and understand that it's my responsibility, not that other person, to be responsible for my well-being and to protect myself. And I know we have expectations for our partners, and that's a whole different thing. But at the end of the day, I have to know when it's time to go. I have to know when it's time to remove myself. So when a man starts getting mean, soon as a man starts getting mean, I'm out that hoe. As soon as they start, men will let you know when they don't like you no more. It's very obvious, because I recognize that, like, once I address something and I tell you how something's making me feel, and if the behavior continues and persists, it's my duty, it's my responsibility to be like, all right, this no longer works for me and I have to move away, because I cannot put myself in a position to get hurt. Not to say I can't put myself, because you can get hurt regardless, but like, I can't knowingly keep on doing the same thing and expecting a different result. I have to realize, okay, this is something about them that I'm not willing to accept, so I have to keep it pushing. Gotta keep going. I came up with this quote, or this saying: if I stay, I betray. If I leave, I'm free. So if I stay, I betray. If I leave, I'm free. I'm out that hole. I would rather be free. I'd rather be free. Because how someone treats me is a representation of them, right? But how I allow them to treat me is a representation of myself. So if I allow someone in and out of my life, or to treat me like this, or to talk crazy about me, or to say this and this and that, then it's deep inside of me, I must agree with them. Deep inside of me, I must not respect myself enough to realize that this person is no longer a part of my vibe or my life anymore. Number 14, I have to remind myself that there are infinite possibilities on this earth. I don't know why. When I lose a nigga, I'd be like, I'm never gonna get another nigga like. I don't know what that's about. But there's so many infinite possibilities on this earth, and to think that the universe and God would not bring me in something better. It's like that one meme where, the girl's holding on to the little bitty teddy bear and God has this big teddy bear behind her. Like, girl, always trust in the universe. Anything that's ever happened in my life has always been for the better. I remember I wanted to get a Tesla so bad at one point. Like, I was so geeked about it. I was like so pressed. Didn't end up getting it because it was too expensive, or they didn't want to do like negative rollover, which is a good thing actually. They should not want to do that. That's actually bad for me. It would have been a bad situation for me. But yeah, I didn't get the Tesla. I was so sad about it. And now I look at Teslas and I think they're so ugly. Everything works out the way it's supposed to, because I would have been so annoyed with that car after a while. And when you drive it, it don't got like a real brake. You just let up on the gas. I don't like that. I would have hated that. And it's funny because when I test drove a Tesla, I didn't like that part, but I was so gung-ho about getting a Tesla at the time that I was like, it's okay, I'll make it work. No, why settle? Why not get everything and then some? Just a thought. And it's just also really disrespectful to think that God and the universe won't show out for you. Especially when you look at when I look at my life, to think that God won't show out for me again in that area, crazy work. Number 15. This one was actually really hard. This was still a work in progress, if I'm being quite honest. I have to forgive myself. Knowing better does not mean I was ready to do better, but it's really tough sometimes. Some days I feel really confident about that statement, and I feel really like I've learned that lesson, and I'm grateful that I truly do have forgiven myself sometimes. And then other times I'll think back at a situation, you just get that face and you just get so irritated and just feel like, how the fuck did I, like, when you're just sitting there, you put two and two together finally, and just like, how, should be pissing you off. But forgiving myself is a choice every day. I have to choose this every day, just like how you have to choose to move on every day and to choose yourself every day during this process. I have to choose to forgive myself every day, because it was so easy to forgive them. It was so easy. And people always think that's strange. I can forgive a next person, because most of the time I forget what you actually did. I just don't forget the feeling, to be honest. And it was so easy to forgive them. It was so easy to move on from that part. But like, I was so hurt by myself and how I didn't protect myself and how I let myself down, because I knew. It just sucks when you know how the story is going to end, how exactly what's going to happen, how it's going to play out, and you didn't just like remove yourself fully. As much as I tried, I still felt like I really wasn't fully ever. Number 16. This is the last one I'm going to do. This is the last one, okay? This one, y'all probably not going to like. A lot of people tend to do the complete opposite, but I think this is really important. I must continue to love fiercely, but learn from previous partners. I would be doing myself and love a disservice by not loving how I love the next person. Trust me, not them. What I mean by that is that I think in society nowadays, especially, people are so weird about dating and so want to play it cool and stuff like that, especially after they've gotten hurt. Not gonna understand it. Getting hurt sucks. If it does not feel good one bit at all, and it's really traumatizing as hell, and it can really fuck with your self-esteem, your self-worth, and especially if you already have low self-worth and stuff like that. But when you sit with the lessons and you sit with yourself and you sit with the uncomfortable feelings and uncomfortable emotions, and you just go through it and not get over it, you go through it, it feels like it's my duty to take these lessons and to learn from them and to love the next person so fucking fiercely and so fucking carelessly, but also not too carelessly. I ain't trying to, whatever. Because going into love is always going to be a risk. You can never predict what's going to happen and how things are going to turn out. Only thing you can really control is yourself. And I'll be doing myself a disservice by going into the next person without intentions on loving them fully. Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to half-ass that or be nonchalant about that? I want to love so loudly that it makes everyone around me uncomfortable, but not in like a crazy way, in a cool, uncomfortable way. I don't want you too uncomfortable. I don't want to be like those that one, damn, I'm so chronically online. That one video where they like in a restaurant or McDonald's and they just like looking at each other. It was like a white woman and a white man, and they just like nose, and somebody like, what are y'all doing? I don't want to be that uncomfortable, but yeah, I don't want to stop being myself. And I don't want to stop loving someone just because someone hurt me. That's not cool. That's not very Cash Money of me. That's not giving lover girl. That's not giving a real lover yearner. To bring it all back to why I think heartbreak is a gift. For me, my heartbreak experience bought me. It gave me clear view of who I actually am and who I'm meant to be. I sat with so many uncomfortable emotions. I allowed myself to fucking fall apart and put myself back together again. And my friends who helped me, my family who helped me, my mom, and just being able to allow myself to just see just the beauty and the kindness and the true being that I actually am. It got me into so many different things. I started walking, I started journaling, I started roller skating, I started just doing different things. It got me out of my comfort zone. So I think heartbreak is, if you use it right, it could be the best thing that's ever happened to you, because I got finer, I got funnier, I got cuter, I started my own podcast. So bitch is doing shit now. But I got so right with me that I trust myself so much in any situation now. I trust myself with anything now. And I think that is what I missed in other previous situations and relationships. I just didn't trust myself. And now I'm comfortable and I'm excited for what's next and what's coming to me. So that's the end of that. But I wanted to wrap this up with the question of the week. I know most of you guys are, maybe you guys are excited. I don't know. Let's put that in there. You guys are excited for the question of the week. So every week I'm going to post a question of the week on my Instagram at THATSSOTHINKATIVE. And you can submit your voice memo by sending me a DM or calling me at the number on my Instagram. Or you can send a voice memo recorded on your phone and drop in the Dropbox. If you want any more information about that, check out my Instagram at THATSSOTHINKATIVE. But this question of the week was, let me check actually, because I already forgot. I know it was messy though, because a lot of people was telling me, you messy. Am I? If you could say one thing to your ex, what would it be? So I'm going to answer it and then I'm going to include y'all answers, okay? If I could say one thing to my exes, what would it be? Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna include y'all answers and responses here.
I know you're gay, and that's fine. Just stop fucking around with women, please.
Damn, I have some things to say. You can call me caller 333. The question of the week is, if you could say one thing to your ex, what would it be? And I felt that in my heart. I didn't, actually. But I do know what I would say. And I would say, you're so welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for this prompt, and I can't wait for the season to start. Bye.
Oops, my bad.
Thank you to all who submitted. I truly appreciate you. So thank you so much. If you guys want to be on next week's episode, check out my Instagram for any more details at THATSSOTHINKATIVE. And thank you guys so much for listening to the first episode of season 2. I'm so grateful to be back and so glad. And I'll see you next Tuesday. Actually, before I end this episode, let me promote myself. Please like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever. I just shared my business with y'all. You can like, you can rate, you can comment. Thank you. Bye.